Ever wondered what it takes to dominate one of the most competitive markets in e-commerce? Well, in this video, I'm doing a full deep dive on one of the most disruptive pet supplement brands in the space. And I'm gonna cover everything that I picked up while reviewing their website, their products, their offers, their paid social marketing, paid search marketing, and more. If you're an e-commerce business and you're in a competitive market, you're gonna wanna stick around because I'm gonna share actionable insights that you can leverage for your own business. And so with that said, let's get right into it. Here's a full breakdown on PetLab, an e-commerce brand that's completely disrupting the pet supplement space. Just for a little bit of context on PetLab, they currently do $8 million a month, and that's at the bare minimum. One of the team members here actually used to work for PetLab and oversee all of their paid media. And so he's actually shared that when he was working with them, they had already crossed a $100 million a year mark. And by now they have probably grown so much more. And so this is the bare minimum that they're currently doing. Here's a little more insights in terms of like where their traffic comes from. So just quickly checked last month and they currently had 800,000 monthly visitors. Also, here's a breakdown of their social traffic and where it comes from. So again, this is a brand that's at the forefront of really disrupting the space, right? You can see that, X as a platform has picked up for sure. And you can see that currently one of their biggest social traffic channels is X for them. And 45% of their total traffic is coming from X, 43% is coming from Facebook, 3% from Twitter, 2% from Pinterest, 2% from Reddit, and then 3.8% from others. Just looking at this gives you context on the kind of brand they are, because there's not many brands that's at the forefront of constantly leveraging the most cutting edge and disrupting media channels. And so seeing how they're currently leveraging X as a channel for them and it's like working really well for them, it's like really good to see. And also speaks volume in terms of how they operate as a brand. They're constantly looking to stay at the forefront of all these media channels. Looking at their monthly search volume, you can see that last month they had 75,000 searches. This is only here in the US. They operate in many different countries. And you can see that their search volume has just been uptrending since they kind of really got started in the space. Yeah, it looks like they kind of had a dip here. They've been consistently showing like really strong search volume year over year. Just for some additional context on PetLab, again, they're a leading brand in the pet wellness category. They were created to provide pet owners with science-backed, high-quality supplements and health products for their pets. Really what sets PetLab apart in the pet care industry is their direct-to-consumer approach and their focus on customer education, retention, and all of their efforts across the board on not only acquiring customers, but how they really go about nurturing their customers and really increasing their customer lifetime value, their average order value, and more. And so I'm going to share as many of the insights as I can in this video to hopefully help you guys out there that are looking to also compete in a competitive market. Other things that stand out about PetLab is really how they leverage engaging content. They do a lot of things like including product tutorials. They do a lot of pet health tips across a lot of their content. They do super well with their content. I'm going to cover that briefly. And so overall, PetLab has really built a loyal community of pet owners. Their innovative digital advertising strategies combined with an emphasis on subscription-based models ensure repeat business and strong customer retention. With personalized marketing, testimonials, and commitment to improving pet health, PetLab has successfully positioned itself as a trusted authority in the pet wellness space. If you go on Amazon, you'll notice that they're just completely dominating like a lot of these like top product categories that they're going after. And they have like all these different awards saying how like their products are like #1 in some of these like very competitive categories, which is not easy to get by any means. And so here's a brief overview of some of their top selling products that they focus on. So they have this probiotic chew, which if you go on their website, it'll kind of go over all these like benefits, but basically it's really made to support dog gut health while targeting occasional loose stools and seasonal allergies. PetLab's premium probiotics was a top-selling health supplement on Amazon in 2022. Again, that is not easy to do. And so for a direct-to-consumer brand that hasn't even been around for that long to be able to do this, like it goes to show obviously that they have good products, because again, none of the strategies and insights that I'm going to share in this video work unless you actually have a good product. I'm not here saying that all this is going to work if you have a bad product, but I can say that if you do have a good product, a lot of these insights you can probably leverage for your own business. Moving on, the second top-selling product, just looking at some of their sales volume on Amazon and again getting insights from behind the scenes, is their hip and joint care chews. Really, these hip and joint chews for dogs support canine mobility, comfort, and joint flexibility. And so they have a bunch of other benefits as well, but that's really what it's made for. And then their next top selling product is this ProBright Advanced Dog Dental Powder, which is basically a powder that makes at-home teeth cleaning easy. And so overall, one of the things that I did is just kind of get familiar with all of the products that PetLab offers. The context that I have, they started off really with this probiotic chew. Obviously, they grew significantly with just the probiotic chew, and then they have then expanded onto other products. This is typically what most brands do when they want to increase their average order value as well as their customer lifetime value. You can't really get to these kind of numbers unless you have other products that you can offer alongside of your flagship product. Overall, these are some of the main insights that I kind of picked up from their products and their overall product strategy. The first is they have a long-term wellness focus. They prioritize products that support lasting pet health, and it positions them as the go-to brand for proactive care. Anytime that your dog has any kind of problems or issues, they've positioned themselves as a go-to to pretty much support anybody across all these different things like dental care, again, hip and joint care, gut health care, and more. They have clear, unique selling propositions that make it very clear why their products are better than others in the market. They focus a lot on bundling their products, really figuring out on which ones of these go really well together to help make the buying process for customers a lot easier and helping them increase their average order value. Trust building. So a lot of their messaging highlights the fact that a lot of their products are science backed and they have all these benefit behind their products and endorsements from actual like vets, which really builds credibility and encourages customer confidence, which is huge. They have a lot of customer centric solutions, which basically make sure that a lot of their products cater to real pet health challenges that people have, right? They're not just rolling out products that don't solve any significant problems. Like these are all things. I actually had a dog before myself, and I know that these are all things that as a pet owner, you go through, right? You want to improve your dog's health. You want to improve their hip and joint care. You want to find a way to have an easy way to clean their teeth at home. And so these are all things that for sure help dog and overall pet owners across the board. And so this overall strategy really solidifies Pet Lab as a trusted leader in the pet wellness space, driving both customer loyalty and increased sales. Now, moving on, the next thing that I want to go over is really their organic marketing. So I'm a firm believer that right now, any e-commerce business that really wants to succeed in this space needs to have a big focus on their organic marketing. By the way, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing your business, down below this video, there's going to be a link in the description where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. On that call, we can get to know more about you and your business. And from there, we can outline an action plan going over how we can help. When it comes to organic marketing, right now, this is playing a big role for a lot of businesses. And one of the main reasons why is it allows you to really establish a much deeper relationship with the audience, right? If you have any customers that are on the fence of purchasing your products, they can go and look at your organic content and get to know more about the brand. And through that brand, if you leverage things like educational content, which is like something that they do, you can provide value to your potential customers, which can help push them over the edge to actually get them to become a paying customer. That's one of the things that I think really stands out about your organic marketing and how you can really use it to build your e-commerce business. Second is you can think about it as a way to be able to test creatives for free, right? You can put out organic content, see what kind of content your audience engages with and see what content they don't engage with, and use those insights for your paid advertising methods. Those are just quick things that stand out about why organic marketing plays a big role. But looking at Pet Lab, really you can see that they're focusing on organic marketing across all their channels. So first off, we have here their Facebook. Just looking at SimilarWeb, Facebook is their second top performing social channel. Again, as a reference, you can see it right here. Looking at their Facebook, there's are some things that stand out. So obviously going on their Facebook, you can see that they have 289,000 followers. You can see that they're consistently posting content, valuable content that really helps provide insights and educating their potential customers. Right? And this is on a constant basis. You can see that they're basically posting every single day. And obviously this is working really well to, again, engage their potential customers and existing customers organically. And obviously, Facebook plays a big role onto their overall marketing. Now, what stands out even more about their Facebook is that they have a large Facebook group that has over 123,000 members. They call it the Parents Community. And I actually, in this page, I don't have it open, but if you join this community, when you go inside, there is basically support that you can get, whether you're in potential customers like that looking to get to know more about the brand and you want to learn more about what other people have to say about them, or if you're an existing customer, how to actually either get help with questions that you have about the products that you've purchased, or if you have any thoughts about new products to purchase. This community is made to, again, help with pushing potential customers overboard and then also re-engaging existing customers. And I think that this is a genius way for any brand that's looking to grow to nurture a community and actually leverage organic marketing and community building to grow the business, right? I love what they're currently doing across their Facebook group. I think that this is going to be like having communities across an e-commerce business is only going to continue to grow over time, because people go on Amazon, they buy just because they want to get the cheapest price. But when there are people out there that genuinely want to stand behind different brands and get more involved, and one of the best ways to allow customers to get more involved is by having a community like this. And so clearly you have to be doing something right to be able to have a community that has 124,000 members and active. This is not a Facebook group that is dead. If you join this Facebook group, you'll clearly see that there's actively people engaging every single day. And so I thought this was super unique and obviously genius to do. It has tons of benefits across the board. And so obviously wanted to highlight that. Now, moving on, you can see that their Instagram, they have over 460,000 followers. And again, they're taking a very similar approach with their Instagram across all their socials. Some of the main insights that I picked up, I have down here, which is basically they're consistently leveraging educational content, right? So they share valuable tips on pet health, nutrition, pet care, and more. And so they're really positioning themselves as a trusted authority and resource for pet owners. Next is they leverage a lot of user-generated content. Obviously, this is super popular, but getting reviews from customers, sharing their experience of using their products. They're reposting that content across all their socials. Obviously, this works really well. And again, they have a pretty big community focus, like with their Facebook group. And so you can see that they're doing this across all their channels, right? They're doing this on Instagram. They're doing this on their TikTok, which on their TikTok, they actually have a pretty large following. And they're also doing the same thing on their YouTube channel as well, right? And so overall, they have a pretty big emphasis on their organic content. I think that this is playing a big role on to the rest of their success, because what I'm seeing is that behind the scenes, obviously we get the chance to work with a variety of different brands across many different categories. And so what we see is that the brands that are taking a much larger emphasis on their organic content and their organic marketing, and that are actually getting results from their organic marketing, they're getting much better performance from their paid ads and on all of their marketing efforts compared to the brands that are not putting as big of an emphasis on their organic marketing. And so now we've started to put a pretty big emphasis on all of the brands that we work with, making sure that they understand the value behind really having a strong organic marketing strategy. And we've even started to support brands we work with on strategizing on improving and scaling their organic marketing efforts, because we are seeing that that does lead to improved performance across other paid efforts, as well as just all marketing efforts across the board. And so obviously wanted to make sure I highlighted that for you guys here, because I think it's going to continue to play a big role in the e-commerce space. Moving on. So the team member that I actually have on the team actually supported them on all of their paid social efforts. So I actually have some insights that I can share behind the scenes, but I'm going to go over just what I picked up from reviewing their ads library. So, if you go on their ads library, one of the first things you'll notice is that right now I'm looking at US, but if I change this to all, this might give me a little bit of a different result in terms of like how many ads kind of show up for them. So let me just switch this to all, and then let me do all ads, and we'll do Pet Lab. Looking at their meta ads library, one of the first things that stands out is that they have over 480 different ads running. I went through, their meta creatives just to kind of see what else really stands out from like what they're doing compared to other brands. And from my comparison, some of the things that stand out is that, and so ideally, if you look at some of these thumbnails that they're using to even get people to click on their ads in the first place, they are very aggressive and they do a very good job at grabbing attention. And so if I scroll down just to kind of look at some of the older ads that they've been running, because these are the ads that are probably performing the best, you'll notice that they have like these kind of like initial thumbnails and hooks that they're using. And so you can look at the text here. It says, the hidden dental issue every dog parent needs to know about. When you make a claim like that about the hidden dental issues, like that's already an attention grabbing headline, right? And then when you have this kind of image that looks like these like golden yellow teeth, that's not really a good look. And so people want to know about these dental issues because they're probably going through the same issues with their pets. Looking at some of these others, like you can see that they're just using like these very aggressive images that just make you want to click. For example, this one, 3 signs your dog's gut health is crying out for help, right? And so you'll notice that, look at this one here. They have like this lady on the side on the left, and on the right-hand side, they have her holding this like huge tooth. These things automatically make you want to stop and click on the ad. And so one of the first things that I picked up from them is that they use aggressive attention grabbing thumbnails across the board on all of their paid paid social ads on Meta specifically. The next thing is they have a wide variety, different creative angles and concepts, right? You'll notice that they have things like different pet health stories or different UGC style videos, or they do a very good job at just mixing up the style of creatives that they have, right? And you can go through these individually to kind of get more context. I'm only kind of sharing, I already went through these, so I already seen them for myself, but you'll notice that they just have all these different angles, right? That they kind of cover across all their creatives. And so I thought that something else that really stood out to me when reviewing their paid social ads. Next is they have a wide variety content as well that's also targeting different languages. So for example, I came across ads that are in Spanish. So for example, here, this ad here is an ad that's in Spanish targeting the specific Spanish community. And so obviously, at scale, you have to go very specific with your ads and your messaging when you want to get the best performance. And Pet Lab for sure has a very aggressive approach to their overall strategy. The insights that I got is when one of our team members was working with Pet Lab, he mentioned that for them, on average, they were testing 3 new creatives per day at the bare minimum. And that was just, part of what they were doing on their side. And so this kind of goes to show like it really takes to be able to get to these kind of numbers when it comes to like paid social and being at the front line of your category when you're in a competitive market like this. So the next thing I want to go over is really you never see anybody that's running ads for customers to get them into their community. And one of the most interesting things that I came across is the fact that, again, they are actively running ads for customers that purchase from them with the intention of getting them into their Facebook community. This was super unique. Obviously, they have found it to be valuable for somebody to join their community and actually become actively involved in the community. And what that ends up looking like in terms of like a customer lifetime value perspective, right? I'm fairly confident that there is a correlation between customers that purchase and then end up getting involved in the community and end up becoming like lifetime customers, right? I feel very strongly that their Facebook community, again, absolutely plays a big role in terms of their overall marketing efforts because it's a great way to nurture existing customers, right? And first off, keep them involved, but then also offer them other products down the road as well. Because you have in that Facebook group, people sharing their experience with all of the different wide variety of products that they offer. And so, when somebody goes in and they hear all these great things about all the different products, they're going to be more inclined to also want to try those other products out as well. Yeah, those are some of the things that I kind of picked up from their paid social creatives on Meta. Looking at their statics, right, you'll notice that they have a wide variety of statics as well that they use. Some of the things that stood out to me is the fact that they have these statics that they use that have like these different news channels and authority insights kind of attached, right? They're saying they're featured on Forbes, BuzzFeed, and Medium. And obviously this plays a big role because anytime a potential customer sees this, obviously they see the authority and, obviously it can help push them overboard and get them to become a paying customer. They also have different static ads that are showing off all of the reviews that they have across Trustpilot. So this static ad here, it's a little bit blurry, but it shows, if you go in the ad library, you can kind of come across the static and it shows that they have over 6,000 4.3 Trustpilot reviews. And then it also has this 20% off discount code. So this is probably more of an ad for retargeting. And obviously, things like this work really well, right? Credibility and social proof work extremely well to get people to actually convert and become an actual customer. And so overall, I think there's a lot of great insights that you can pick up by simply just reviewing their ads on Meta, both their videos, even their images. Like these are really well put together static images. And so obviously wanted to make sure I covered these with you guys. Now, they're obviously running paid social ads on Meta, but they are also running ads on YouTube. And so if you ever wanted to see any brand's YouTube ads, you can just go on the Google Ads library and you can actually pull up, any ads that any business is running. And so one of the first things that stood out to me from Pet Lab is the fact that they are leaning very heavily into YouTube Shorts ads. And so we're seeing really good results with YouTube Shorts ads across the board for a lot of different brands that we work with. And from what it looks like, they're taking their top performing videos on Meta, because I've seen some of these same hooks and style of videos on their ads on Meta. And then they're taking them and they're running them across YouTube Shorts, which is something that we do as well because it works. In my opinion, YouTube Shorts is still a very untapped channel, and it's only going to continue to grow in my opinion, because YouTube, they also want to compete for the same inventory that takes place for story format placement. And so obviously, TikTok has been taking up a lot of that market when it comes to short form content on displacement. Same thing with Instagram Reels. And so YouTube is going to compete and they're going to start driving more traffic to people that run ads on YouTube. And so they are running standard ads as well, like format like YouTube landscape videos, but majority of their videos are YouTube Shorts. And so you'll notice that again on their videos, they're doing the same thing they're doing on Meta, where they're using these aggressive initial hooks and they're using a combination combination of, again, different style of videos, UGC videos, product demonstration videos, and more. And so for paid social, those are some of the main insights that I kind of picked up from leveraging all of their paid social ads. Now, moving on, you'll notice that first thing is first, they have a wide variety of different product Google Shopping listings that they're running for the different products. You'll notice that across their Google Shopping listings, they're trying out different titles. So for example, this product here has this title that starts off with dog dental powder, but then you have like this product here that starts off with Pet Lab Co, dog probiotic chews. And so they're doing a lot of different split tests when it comes to their title testing. Next is you'll notice that they're doing a lot of testing when it comes to their different background images or the image in general. Notice how this image here has their product as a gray background, and then it has their icon of their product here. Then you go to this product here, it has just a white colored background. It has their product in the front, but it's a little bit of a different image compared to this one. If we go to this image here, they have the bottle showing like the front of the bottle, and then on the sides they have the other portions of the bottle showing, and then they have like this just different colored background in general. And then you go to this image here or this listing, notice that this image has a completely different color background, right, highlighting the product. And something that really stands out to me is the fact that they're taking the time to actually run these different tests across the different images that they have on their Google Shopping listings. I have seen time and time again that testing out different titles and different images probably have the biggest impact on the performance that you see from your Google Shopping ads. And so obviously, if a brand at this scale is taking the time to run these tests across their Google Shopping listings, there's probably a good reason why, right? This obviously works. And so a lot of these efforts obviously are made to really support their efforts on getting people to not only buy once, but become a subscriber that stays on their subscriptions for quite some time. And so for the most part, those are the main takeaways that I had for their Google Shopping listings. Again, these are some of the things that we help the brands that we work with do, because these things definitely. Now, moving on, here you can see a couple of examples of some of their Google search. I pulled up a couple that I kind of came across and I wanted to kind of go over some of the insights. So you'll notice that when it comes to their Google search ads, they're taking the time to leverage a lot of problem solution style ads. So you'll notice that Pet Lab's ads focus on addressing specific pet health concerns, yeast infections, bad breath, gut health, and others. And so by identifying these pain points with their Google search ads and offering clear solutions, they immediately capture the attention of their audience. When people go on Google, they're already ready to make a decision. They're just looking where to go to make that decision. And so if you can have an ad that clearly addresses a problem and offers a solution, you're gonna have a very good chance of getting somebody to actually click on your ad and become a paying customer. Obviously, Google is a very high intent channel. And so you wanna make sure that you're giving it your best shot to actually capture traffic from people that are already ready to actually buy. That's one of the things that stood out from the Google search ads. Next, they provide credibility through their numbers. So you'll notice that a lot of their ads emphasize trust building metrics, such as, for example, the reviews that they have. So they go over how they have 23,000 5-star reviews or loved by 2.6 million dogs globally. And so they leverage this social proof to reinforce their products, the reliability and the popularity. They have clear and simple call to actions across all their ads. They take the time to highlight their unique selling propositions across their ads as well and the descriptions. Occasionally, they will include their offers like save 40% off and free shipping. And then they also have like educational hooks in some of their ads, like things like dog has itchy paws, ? Is it a sign? Which again is very unique. You don't see many e-commerce businesses running ads that have headlines that are questions, right? That's not something you see very often. Obviously, this works to really draw users in by using a combination of education and also like subtle product promotions, right? And then last but not least, these ads consistently reinforce themes of efficiency and health benefits. Really creates a compelling brand narrative. Overall, across the board, I think that Pet Lab is probably one of the most efficient brands that I have seen effectively leveraging Google ads to their full extent, right? You'll notice that they're doing everything that you should be doing to optimize your Google Shopping ads, everything you should be doing to optimize your Google search ads, your YouTube ads, and more. And so those are the main insights that I took away that I think that any of you guys can also take away as well if you're currently running Google search ads as well, or Google Shopping ads. Now, moving on to their offer. So obviously, the offer plays a significant role for every single business. And again, for Pet Lab, their main focus isn't on just acquiring a one-time customer. Their focus is on acquiring a customer specifically a customer that's going to subscribe to purchase their products. And so if you go on their website, you'll notice that majority of their message and their position really on getting used to seeing their subscription offer, right? If you go on their homepage banner, the very first thing that they're highlighting is the fact that you can get up to 40% off, right? And you can even get a free gift. Now, when you click on this, it'll take you to their main flagship product. And then it gives you more context. It says up to 40% off your subscription, and you get a free dog treat, which is referring to the fact that if you purchase the product individually, you probably can't get that offer, right? One-time purchase, you only get 25% off. However, if you're willing to subscribe, you can actually get up to 40% off, which you get right here. You can see it very clearly. If you subscribe and save, you can get up to 40% off depending on how many tubs you buy. Also, one of the things that they do on their website, which I love, is the fact that they offer not only additional incentives subscribing, but they offer an additional incentive as well if you subscribe for more of the products at the same time. So for example, you get one tub, you only get 20% off, but if you get two, you get 36, and if you get three, you get 40% off. Obviously, it's genius because this automatically helps with your average order value right away, and also is, a pretty good offer across the board. And so again, their main offer is that if you subscribe, you can get a discount in the first place, and then two, you also get a free product as well, which is free salmon bite, which is these free salmon bites. Overall, that's the main offer that a lot of their ads really point on. Again, their focus is really on pushing people to subscriptions. And so majority of the efforts across the board, whether it's on their paid social ads or the paid search ads or their organic marketing, is all on subscription because that's their main real emphasis, right? And so, this is the main offer that I came across. I'm sure they have other offers that they're running, but if you go on their website, that's really what they're focused on currently having as like their main flagship offer. Now, moving on to their website, I took the time to really get familiar with their website, their product pages, and I can confidently say that they've obviously taken the time to fully optimize their website, their product pages, and their overall user experience, much as you possibly could, right? Obviously, when you're a business that does $100 million in revenue annually, you have to have a pretty good understanding what's it going to really take to optimize experience when somebody comes on your website, navigates your website, your product pages, etc., and how you can really maximize the performance, because they're obviously sending a lot of traffic to their website, so they have to have a really well optimized website. And so there's a lot of great insights that you can actually pick up from reviewing their websites. However, I really focus on highlighting some of the main things that really stood out to me, and I'll run through those very quickly. So one of the first things is they really focus on having high quality content across the board. Notice that whenever you go on their website, all of their content looks really super clean. You have people here like smiling with their dog and like really sparking emotion. Obviously, everybody that has a pet, they love their dog. Anybody that has a dog loves their dog. Nobody wants to see the dog in pain, having allergies, having dental issues, having joint issues. And so obviously they're using these images to kind of spark that emotion. I think they emphasize quality and trust. So you're going to notice that across their website, they leverage testimonials, different vets, which builds credibility. And they also highlight awards that they have. The next thing that stands out from their website is that they have a big emphasis on quality and trust. So if you go on their website, you'll notice that they're going to have things like this section here that says vet review, a review from an actual vet. And obviously this plays a big role when it comes to the credibility, because if a vet is saying that they recommend their products, obviously a consumer is going to be inclined to want to try the product out as well. They also have these highlights like things like impacted over $3.5 million. They also have other sections like this that shows that they've impacted over 3.5 million globally, which is a pretty big claim. And as you go through, you can see customer reviews, which obviously plays a big role on just the overall credibility of the brand. And you can kind of see, what else they have done in terms of like community, where they manufacture their products, the fact they use high quality ingredients. And so all of these elements play a significant role on, again, building a big emphasis on quality and trust. You'll notice that across their homepage and their product page, they have a very big emphasis on customer testimonials. They're leveraging social proof as much as they can. Their subscription incentives, I already covered this, but obviously they have all these different incentives that are set up in a pretty unique manner. Like, you're not seeing almost any brand setting up their product pages, subscription page to look like this. Very rarely the brands that are pushing on, having different tiered incentives for subscriptions based on how many products you subscribe for. And very little times you see any brand having an incentive like this where they get a free product when you actually subscribe. And so obviously they're going out of their way to make sure that they have a unique offer that stands out compared to the rest of the other brands in the space. Because one thing to keep in mind is when you're in a very competitive market, pet supplements, you have to find ways to be unique. Like there's no way you're just going to come in and be another product like everybody else and you're going to stand out and actually capture any significant market share. It takes doing things like this to actually be able to stand out. And so obviously love the fact that they have this emphasis. This is actually something that we're going to be exploring across some of the brands that we work with that obviously have products that you can subscribe for and it makes sense. So yeah, obviously wanted to highlight this because obviously this is super unique. You don't see almost any brand, any category taking this approach. They have a big focus on educational content. So if you go on their website, you'll notice that they have at the very top at the navigation, they have this learn section. You can go to and learn from different blogs. You can get these different guides that basically are like PDF downloads that you can easily go through and get instant information and knowledge from. You can obviously, they have a whole help center. They have their Facebook community, which plays a huge role, right? Like people are more inclined to go into a Facebook community and ask actual customers their experience on these products versus like reaching out to the brand or reading reviews, right? Because obviously the brand isn't going to say anything negative about their products, but an actual customer would if they actually had anything negative to say. That's something that obviously plays a big role, is the fact that they have this big emphasis on educating their potential customers, but also their existing customers. They have a referral program that easily stands out and makes it easy for anybody to just come in, and even if they don't have a pet, but they come across a brand, they can just refer somebody else that does have a pet, get $10 off if they ever want to purchase for themselves or for a friend or anyone else. They have an emphasis on their app integration. So again, finding ways to be unique. I don't know many pet supplement brands that have how they do. So if you go on their website, you can see that they have the emphasis pointing out the fact that you can go on their app and actually use the app if you want. And they make it very easy. You can just scan this QR code. It pulls up the app immediately on your phone, and you can probably go through and just as good of an experience on their app as you do on their website. And so overall, those are some of the main insights that I kind of took away from their website. Obviously, if you dive into like their product pages are very well put together, right? Very well optimized, high quality images. They're obviously leveraging things like social proof everywhere, right? At the very top, 10,000 reviews for this specific product. They're leveraging authority and credibility as seen on sponsored content, as seen on CBS, as seen on BuzzFeed, on Forbes, etc. A breakdown of what their products are broken up and made up from, more reviews, right? And then you have more specifics on their ingredients, FAQ section, cross-selling on their products. And so overall, like their website is very well put together. Their product pages are very well put together. And so again, for me, whenever we're looking to get insights for any of the brands that we work with and how to improve, whether it's our website or our product pages, we like to look for other competitors within the categories that we are in, but also across other competitive markets. Brands that are doing super well in other competitive markets, they have to do everything absolutely right, because there's not many